Humanity has come a long way in its construction of boxes. Starting off with the nice lumber boxes to carry around your stuff, heading into cardboard boxes, into now plastic boxes. Ah, plastic boxes. Yeah, I might be developing cancer a little quicker, and I might be growing a arm from my forehead, but hey, at least I have a PS2, and that was fun. If you don't know what I mean by those microplastics being in your bloodstream, though, just don't think about it. Just know that society has doomed us. But society did bless us with a PS2, and that is what we're here to talk about today. Oh my god, I love PS2 games. This is gonna be just me jerking off PS2 games today. And I hope you'll join me in jerking off the PS2 games. Not because I enjoy circle jerks, that would be weird, but because I enjoyed the incredible selection of games the PS2 had. A circle jerk doesn't hurt all the time, though, I'll be quite honest. And you had franchise like the Castlevania franchise. I never played any of the games other than Curse of Darkness, though. I love that game. It had such a fun crafting system mixed in with the familiars, forcing you to like decide what weapons you're going to use at what time. Sometimes you're stuck with a weaker weapon, but you have your familiar to compensate with it. The bosses were fun to run into. The story didn't really matter much to me. The areas in that game looked phenomenal. Like the art team just did rails of fucking cocaine and were like, yeah, we're gonna just draw a fucking masterpiece today and players are gonna have to deal with it. And they're like, oh no, please don't actually make a good game. My poor feeble brain can't handle that. Oh man, you had franchises like Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I didn't like 1 or 2, but 3, oh my god. I would literally take a bullet for the person who designed that game. Like, they did a service to the world. This game is just honestly, just every time I look at it, it's so many childhood memories playing this game. It's just so many memories in general. I don't really have a lot of memories of playing newer games. Also, like, every game felt like an improvement. Like, take the Dragon Ball Z games, for example. Budokai 1 compared to 2, like, they actually made improvements. Like, they made 2 actually kind of enjoyable to play. I never found Budokai 1 fun to play. I'm sorry, guys. And Budokai 3, literally, like, once again, they did another line of coke and it was like, hey, let's just make the perfect fighting game. It's not perfect, but it's perfect in my mind. And this entire video is my opinion, so that's all that matters. Oh man, you can't forget, we also had the birth of the God of War franchise and the Devil May Cry franchise as well on the PS2, which I can't imagine a world without these two games. I see a world that's just completely on fire and it's been conquered by Norwegians without God of War. Like, that franchise saved us from everything. Like, the Norwegian invasion of the Vikings in 2025, that was going to happen when God of War didn't come out. But you know what? God of War's out. We're safe for another year. And oh my god, let's not forget Final Fantasy X. I could sit here and literally go on for hours about Final Fantasy X. This game was truly fucking groundbreaking in every way you can think of. Beautiful cutscenes, a terrific gameplay, terrific characters, terrific story, terrific. Like, this thing literally took graphics up like to the next level. This is literally one of the most gorgeous games I've ever played to this day. And no. The HD remastered can go fuck itself, alright? The PS2 version is where it's at. This game looks phenomenal. I don't know what lifeless clay that they reanimated to fucking play Titus in the remaster, but his face literally never changes from its sculpted, perfect, chiseled position. In the PS2 version, the characters actually look like they have emotion. And that is just, like, obviously you don't need that, but it just sells the characters and the story and everything so much more. You just grow such a bigger relationship with these characters as you play, just seeing basic fucking emotions on their face. Honestly, this game has some things going on for it that, like, I'm straight up shocked that the content didn't come out today. Like, the Dark Aeons are Dark Aeons are totally a thing of their time. They would have just been fucking DLC. Actually, no, I could tell you they'd be DLC nowadays, because if you look at Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, I believe, their Coliseum was a fucking DLC. You paid to fight a boss. You paid money to fight a single boss. That was it. Like, what the fuck? I might be wrong on that one, but I'm pretty sure that's how that worked. Yeah, so I was looking at the DLC for Final Fantasy 13-2 just to prove my point some more. And no joke, if you look at this, it's mostly boss battles that you pay money for, right? To get, and then a bunch of accessories that break the fucking game. That would be more interesting to earn, like, in endgame shit, so, you feel like you accomplished something. But, instead, let's just, like, sell catnip on the marketplace. You won't get that unless you play Final Fantasy X too, unfortunately. Compare this to Final Fantasy X, where legit all you do is you beat the game to a certain point until you get to the point of no return. You return back to your ship, and then you just fly out to the bosses, and then their in-game content. Wowzers! Wow! Why couldn't that just been a thing in 13.2? Why'd we have to charge $4 for a fucking beach costume and a boss? Like, it's just, there's no incentive to include fun in-game content when you could just sell more content after the game's over, you know? Like, I don't know, it's a massive go fuck yourself from companies nowadays, I feel like. Yeah, I'm sure that there's a lot of flaws in what I've said, but for the most part, I think it still stands. The PS2 was really nice and probably holds so much nostalgia for so many people because it was just fucking more free. Like, think about it. You bought your console, you bought your game, and then you played the game, and, you know, that's it. There was no fucking 50 DLCs that you need to go buy just to have a full experience, or you didn't have developers gutting part of their game out so they could resell it as a DLC down the line. Elden Ring is such a breath of fresh air in this situation, too. It's like one of the latest games that have come out that doesn't have, like, as far as I know, I'm pretty sure it still is this way, but I might be wrong. It literally is, like, one of the only games I know that doesn't have a fucking list of DLC right after its release. And, like, the only thing I've heard about that game getting a DLC has been up in the air. It's so up in the air that, like, no one knows. And honestly, it's a full game, so I would probably buy DLC content for Elden Ring because it's a game I spent $60 for and played for hundreds of hours and felt fulfilled, you know? Like, it felt like a full game. It feels like a full game. So if I were to get DLC content out of that, it'd be great. And, you know, the Souls games have mostly always been like that, in my opinion. Like, I can't think of, like, playing a Souls game without DLC and going, huh, I don't feel like this was well worth my money. I've just never had that situation. So yeah, no, like, I'm just so, I just want full games, man. Can I please just have full games again?